Everybody, how you doing today? I hope the answer to that is productive. Sounds good. Either getting stuff done on the weekend or started some stuff today. But yeah, productive always makes me feel good at the end of the day. So I hope that you've been experiencing something similar. All right, so I'm just going to mix these paints real quick. And while we wait for people to come in and say hello, and while I just open up the stream on another device so that I can see who comes in and what's happening in the chat. So, make that live. All right, that's all set up. So these are the paints that we used in last night's, which some of them were in addition to the paints we used the previous night. So just while I've got them all here, I thought we'll see what pretty effects we can make on some coasters using a balloon. So these coasters are 4 inches in diameter or width, square, and they're from Clear Perspex. So you can see I've taken, when you get them, you can see this reflection is very dull, and when you flip it over, so they actually have a protective layer on them. See all those little bubbles in there? And so that they don't get scratched in transit, anything to you. G'day, Mum. How's it going? And so what you want to do, sometimes they have like a brown paper, but these ones just happen to be clear. So what I've done, because it is very squeaky, I think is a word for it, I have removed some of the plastics off one side of these coasters. Okay, that's what they are. That's one side. And also from 3 of the square ones. So you can see one side of each square tile has been removed. And that will be the side that we pour onto or add our inks to, or anything else, add the resin to, whatever you want to do with your coasters. But I did want to show you, this is how it comes with both sides. So if you can see, this side here is just starting to pull away. So this is the side I'll remove. So I'll just grab hold of that. Excuse your ears for a moment. And that leaves that beautiful, fresh, undamaged Clear Perspex ready to pour on. So now I'll do the round one as well. Again, have a look. If you have any raised areas like that square one did, start there. Well, this one has a weak edge. So I'm going to pull from this edge. Sorry about that. I usually don't have that much difficulty getting them off. So now you can see, freshly ready to go. And that side still has its protective layer on there. Okay. So I'll finish stirring these few. So we may not do all the coasters the same. We might just do some different colours and balloon them to see how it looks. So these colours here are still back here. So you have the cerulean blue, magenta, yellow ochre, light green, lamp black, what's that one? Turquoise, phthalo blue, and titanium white. And then over here, I add a dash of Atelier pouring medium to my amount of paint that I use. And then I double that quantity by adding Flood Floetrol. So I'm in Australia, so I have the Australian one. Yeah, and then generally that's a good mix for me. But if I do need it a little bit runnier, like if I'm going to do a swipe, or let me think what else needs it a little bit more fluid. Maybe like a puddle pour as well. I do add a little bit extra water and stir that through. So just going to check. If you're coming in to watch the video, please pop in, open up the live chat, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, and that will be great. I will keep an eye on the chat, so if anybody has any questions. All right, so it looks like we're ready to go. So welcome to Tracy Creating. I am Tracy, and throughout this video, may you be inspired, learn something new, or simply relax while you're watching. So I've got a seat for this one. I was worried that that was going to squeak on the tiles, but all good. All right. So because I'm going to use the balloon, I am going to use it directly on the surface of the table. Oops, try not to wobble the table at the same time. And so that I can put a bit of pressure on the balloon. So I've blown that up already. And what I do with the balloon, if I'm using a fresh balloon, give it a stretch beforehand, blow it up once, just hold on to it for 30 seconds, let the air out, and then I'll blow it up again and do the same thing. Just kind of loosens up that latex that the balloons are made from, the rubber latex. So that gives it, like, it's been stretched and it's come back, stretched and come back. So then on the third time, I'll just put some air in it for what I need and then tie it up. So, all right, let's pick some beautiful colors. One I definitely want to see is black background. I think we'll go onto this one here. And yep. So I'm just going to use the stick because I don't want to get too carried away with the amount that goes on a coaster, because it's only 4 inches in diameter, so you don't need a lot. So with that, I think perhaps the magenta. In the middle, and maybe some of this lighter yellow ochre, which I added titanium white to. Might give it a bit of a peachy pink if it blends a little. And I think with that, perhaps just a little bit of white in the center, not a lot. And let's see how this goes. So first balloon, up, up and away. All right. Well, that didn't work very well. I might actually change you. My apologies for not thinking of this earlier. My balloon is rolling. You're not going to get a great overhead view of doing the balloons. So I'm just going to really quickly as I can change it up and put you on the tripod. Let's see. I'll just grab you. Trying to stay nice and steady. There we go, that wasn't too bad, I hope. Okay, so all the paints are accessible, and we'll just move that. There we go. So as I put pressure downwards, you'll be able to see that rather than just the top of my hand. So let's go. See, I'm worried that I can't see much of the magenta. Just going to put some of that back in the center. Okay, let's give it a go. Push down. I feel like it's covered all of it. Oh, wow. Even that looks awesome. So I've got my wet rag here to wipe off the balloon, which is going to get very dirty very quickly. So I would actually recommend, if you had some paper towel, to use that instead. Now my other device that I'm watching on, that is very out of focus, like it's buffering. So hopefully don't have any problems from your point of view. I'll just zoom you in a little bit. There we go. All right. So now I just need to get under that to pick it up and move it off to the side to dry, which I'll put up the back. That is cool. I got a lot of effects in that black as well, which I wasn't really expecting. I'm not using the black that has the silicone oil in it. I did move that cup out of the way so I wouldn't grab it by mistake. Let's go in with a square now. Let's see, so I'd really like to see the black background again, but with some blue and maybe that lime. It's not lime, it's light green. So these paints are from Montmartre, and that'll do. And so I think what we'll do is this is the phthalo blue. So this will be pretty dark, so perhaps I will do a little bit of the phthalo, bit of the light green, the phthalo again, and just another dash of that light green. And that's plenty. So here we go now. Okay. So aiming for the center and then squashing it out. I won't get the edges with this because it's a square, but that looks pretty cool. Not bad again. You can see these massive reactions again. Alright, so we'll go to the bottom. Just use a little bit of the black to go over the corners and that's it. And that's just because it's a square shape, so the balloons have a great coverage on the round ones, so on these square ones we can just top up the corners. Excuse that, any extra noise in the house. So what I am seeing, we may come back to this one because the blue and the green are disappearing under that black, or the black is pushing through. So we shall see. We'll see how that goes. My cloth is soaked already with paint. Excuse me. I can see that my gloves will be very dirty after this one. Okay. Let's go away from the black. We'll do a magenta. And maybe some, excuse me again, I apologize, white, titanium white with some turquoise. That'd be nice. So I do have okay, so once again, aiming for the center, squashing it out, coming up. Oh, that's gorgeous. Love that. So cool. Yeah. All right, so lift that one up, put it aside. You can see it makes such a difference. The ease of spreading the paint with the round surface. Right. Okay, just try and push that aside. Let's try a square again. Let's choose a different colour. So how about the cerulean blue, and I'll put some in the corners just to help it along before we even get to that point. And so that's the cerulean. Let's go with the phthalo. Some white. Just a little bit. This one might be a bit beachy. So the lightened yellow ochre. And let's see how it goes. Oh, which is, don't want to transfer from the previous paints to the new ones. I'll do my best to wipe that off. Okay, let's see how we go. Pushing down as far out as we can. Oh, I love it. That worked out so well. And with just a little bit of blue there, we got the corners covered. Excellent. Very pretty. Okay. So I just need to change this glove. It's covered in paint. And I can't wipe it off on my cloth because there's too much paint on that as well. So, one more glove. All right. Here we go. So, let's get under that one. That is so pretty. I may do another one, just like that. And while I have that same blue, I'll put it in the middle there. Let's do that again. Okay, pretty. Thanks. Okay. And the phthalo. Then it was a little bit of white, titanium white, and the lightened yellow ochre, representing the sand. So let's have a look now. And we'll go straight down, push it out. Very nice. Awesome. Okay, just while I wipe that off. So that is cool. I'll bring that up and give you a close-up look. Excellent. So now that I've got a little bit more moving on this, gee, that looks pretty. We'll grab a square. Let's think about magenta. Some in the corners. Okay. Let's add the middle. Now what colours would we go with it? How about like the yellow ochre? I think you're competing with the Olympics. I'm acrylic pouring Olympian. I'm joining in the Olympics. Okay. Go. And I think we'll just be those three. I think that would be pretty with that extra dollop on the top. Okay. Push down, center, down, squish it out. Not as pretty as the blues, but still nice. And I think I would like to revisit the turquoise and the magenta, I think. I think the black was too dark. The colours have disappeared in it. Let me have a look. Yeah, both the light green and the cerulean don't actually state their opacities on the bottles. The rest of them do, but never mind. You may just do a quick go over of the black one. No stress. Okay. That's how that looks. Could be a bit of an angel in there. Okay, so I'm just reaching around the tripod to pop that down. There we go. So we're going to revisit the turquoise, magenta, and the white. Okay, this is the turquoise. So if you're watching the video, please consider subscribing if you haven't already. Give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, and share it with others who may also appreciate it. That really helps the channel and is muchly appreciated. So let's see what we get from this one. Squeeze out, back up. Ah, see, gorgeous again. That really is a winning combination. Gosh, get under it. So that's how that one looks. Very cool. And so for the last one, let's have a look at going with the lime. Let's go back to the cerulean. We won't use black with this one. Okay. And some white. With a little bit of that yellow ochre. Sometimes the yellow ochre can appear as though it's gold. So let's straight in squash, which pushes out the paint, and back up. Not bad. It's like it feels delicate and soft. Just make sure all these corner bits joined up with the paint that was being squashed out. Pop that here. I'm just going to bring back this black. So I'll put a bit more black down. So we'll stick with the black for this one. But we will use perhaps the white. And the magenta. They look pretty great with it before. And with the white, that will help show up on the black. Let's wipe this off. So this will be our last coaster. And yeah, so extra recommendations learnt from tonight. Have extra paper towel ready. Possibly extra gloves. Push this one out. When doing balloons. Oh, that's stunning. Lovely. Much happier with that result. Although it is creeping up with some of those reactions it's been getting. So there you go. So throughout this video, I have been reminded of having that backup of towels to wipe your hands, wipe your surface, or anything like that. And yeah, there we go. So I hope that you've learnt something out of this video as well, and that you have a fabulous weekend. So there we go. Gloves off. Oh, it's going to be a bit of a clean up tonight. Thanks everyone, and I hope everything's great, and I'll see you in the next video. So be kind, be creative, and be fabulous. Bye.